Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to have you back, and this topic is one of my favorite wedding topics. Today I'm going to be going over your wedding dress shopping experience and along with how I found my perfect wedding dress. So if you're new here, my name is Catherine and I'm getting married in April of next year, 2021, and I'm just so excited about everything weddings. So I wanted to share some of my experiences with you in hopes that you could help plan your wedding. So, like I said, wedding dress shopping is just one of my favorite topics. Growing up, me and my sister and my friend Tori watched Say Yes to the Dress so much, and we loved all the mom drama and everything that just went on. And thankfully, that was not my experience. I had a great experience with wedding dress shopping, but we loved everything about it. So, first, I'm going to go over my tips for finding your perfect wedding dress, and then I'll just go a little bit into my experience. So, my first tip is to set your budget, and that's really going to be unique to every single person. Some people might want to go thrift shopping and save money on the dress. Some would like to go to Kleinfeld and get the Say Yes to the Dress experience, or some people might want to go to David's Bridal and get a beautiful dress there. So wherever you find your budget to be, I would just recommend that you choose the budget based on what you have and not what you can put on your credit card, because you don't want to be spending your wedding planning paying off this credit card. So when I was trying to figure out my budget, I based it on, number one, what I was liking and the prices of those dresses, and number two, how much I actually had saved. So that ended up being about $3,000 that I could spend on my wedding dress. And so after I decided on that budget, I needed some inspiration. So of course I watched all the Say Yes to the Dress and watched some wedding try-on vlogs, and Pinterest was my best friend. And I really loved just looking at all the different styles because I didn't know exactly what would fit well on me, so I didn't want to discount any particular style just because, I didn't know if there would be a style that would work for me or if a style wouldn't. So when you're going on Pinterest or whatever, keep your options open. Don't stick to one particular frame or one particular, just keep your options open because you never know what you'll fall in love with when you actually start trying on your dresses. The next thing I did, so once I had some screenshots and I was able to kind of pick my vision, I researched bridal shops. And this was really important to me because I did want to support a local business. And so when searching, I got a recommendation from a friend. So I was able to go to a local boutique, but you can go wherever. I've had, friends that have had great experiences at David's Bridal. I've had, my sister went to Atlanta to get a custom made dress. It's totally up to you, but find a dress shop that's going to carry some of those dresses that we just mentioned in the step previously. So if you really like a designer, make sure that shop has that designer, because you're not going to want to go in there and say, hey, I love, Hayley Paige, can you please pull all those dresses? And they have to say, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have those. So make sure, do your research. I went to the website for the store that I ended up getting my wedding dress from, the boutique, and I looked at all of the different, brands that they carried and designers that they carried, and I was just blown away by all of the different options. So I definitely knew I wanted to go shopping there, and it just made it such an easier experience knowing that I was going in kind of having an idea of what the dresses looked like there. So my next tip for going dress shopping is to, I know I said in the previous, don't stick to a particular silhouette. And what I did before is, this kind of leads me into my personal experience, but my last tip is if you can, go to a bridal boutique and go on a silhouette appointment. And so I had no idea that these existed, but a silhouette appointment, you're not finding your dream dress, you're just going to see which silhouette looks good on you. So when going into my experience, I thought that I would be in love with big ball gowns, and that was totally not the case. Once I saw one on, I was just not about it. So get a silhouette appointment. And so what they do is they just pull a dress in your size for every silhouette. So A-line, mermaid, ball gown, every single silhouette. And you just get to try on that dress. And once you try on all the dresses, you can kind of pick out what silhouette looks best on you. So that was an experience that I loved because I didn't feel the pressure of having to buy the dress because I knew I wasn't going to buy the dress in the appointment. It was just an amazing option to narrow down my search before actually going dress shopping. And my last tip is when you're there, take lots of pictures because those are the pictures, if you do find your dress, you're going to be looking at them every, few weeks or every day just to, get a sneak peek because the dresses take so long to get in. So yeah, take pictures, and even if you don't like the dress, I recommend taking pictures because the pictures that you take will kind of help guide you and your stylist towards what you like and what you don't like. So the last part of this video is just going to be my personal experience of wedding dress shopping during a pandemic. So like I said earlier, I did do a silhouette appointment before just so I could see what styles, I liked. And going into the appointments, I was obsessed with blush dresses, and I thought that I would fall in love with a blush wedding dress. So all my search on Pinterest was for a blush wedding dress. So I went into a local boutique and I had an appointment, and unfortunately the only people that were able to come, there was 2 people that could come just because of COVID. They would only let 2 guests, and those 2 people were my mom and my best friend Haley. And everyone else in my bridal party, including my sister, who was my maid of honor, were able to join by Zoom. So I did get to see them and see their reactions, but it wasn't what I imagined. So it was a little bit different than what I had imagined. So, like I said, I went in saying I want to try in on all the blush dresses. I loved Haley Page, and I was set on a blush wedding dress. And what I found was I didn't like any of the blush wedding dresses. A lot of them were the ball gowns, and I wasn't really liking ball gowns on me, so it just wasn't working. And I didn't tell the stylist that it wasn't working, but she kind of knew she needed to switch directions, so she put me in a couple dresses that were more form-fitting. And between 2 wedding dresses, I fell in love with both of them, but one was kind of more itchy and just a little bit more uncomfortable, but it was about half the price. So I was, in between a dress that was beautiful, but at the top of my budget, and then a dress that was just as gorgeous, but more in towards the middle, so it was more budget friendly. So when I was trying on the dresses, everyone was giving me feedback on Zoom. They all seemed to like one dress, and I didn't really pick up on that just because I was, too in the moment of just trying on wedding dresses. But when we started trying on the dresses again, there were two that I kind of wanted to try on again. And when I tried on my wedding dress again, they put a veil on me, and that was just like, I don't know, I can just cry thinking about it. But I had the like say yes to the dress moment where like you start crying, and you can envision your fiance looking at you and seeing you in the dress, and I just knew it was the one. So I'm not going to give too much detail besides it was form-fitting. That's all I'm going to say. But I had a really good experience of wedding dress shopping, and I think a lot of that had to do with being able to go to the silhouette appointment first, as well as just, having friends and family that were able, even through Zoom, to help me choose my perfect dress. So I hope that you enjoyed my little story along with the tips, and send me wedding dress pictures because I love looking at wedding dresses. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.